So here we are with our first trip on the GoPro. This was a surprise trip to Lexington, Texas that was put together so we could go enjoy and have a little bit of fun. We ended up going down to the Snow's barbecue so that I could get to experience the famous and amazing Snow's barbecue. With this trip, there was a fair bit of highway riding and dealing with a whole lot of wind and getting beat up by it. And so we were going for a good bit down the highway, and I just mounted this GoPro and it seems to be hanging out and holding up, so we'll see how long this battery lasts. So at this point, we've gotten, down the road a piece, and we're getting further away from Fort Worth, and away from the congestion of Fort Worth. And there's Alvarado High School right there on the left as we're heading south, and traffic was getting to be a little bit easier. Still had to battle the wind and dodge some people. And coming up here, we actually had to dodge some road debris, but I don't think that's for a bit yet, and I think that was after my camera died. So definitely was an interesting time. And here we are even further south before we get to that road debris. And I mean, this is getting close to Hillsborough at this point. We're down near Itasca, and you can just see how the farmland is almost as far as the eye can see. So I was enjoying the ride. It was just the wind was beating me up. So, but we were moving along. Now here we are getting into West Texas, and I know everyone's like, oh, you need to stop at West and go to Slovacek's or go to this or go to that. And, normally I'd be all about that, but on this trip we were just trying to get down to where we were going. Now mind you, all I was given was an address and told, be here. So it's kind of hard to know where we're going. But then this is well after the camera died, after I got a chance to sit down and eat and charge it. And here we are at the Sefco gas station, about to finish up the last little bit of the ride to where we're going, and we're in Lexington, Texas. And it's at this point I'm starting to put together that there might be something really cool in my near future, but I wasn't sure as of yet, so I did not assume anything. But this last little bit was definitely interesting because, you know, it was getting dark, and I've got some good headlights on this bike. Night riding in an area you're unfamiliar with can be interesting, especially when you're out in the country. We started getting down the road here. We got out of Lexington and started getting into the back roads to where we were staying, and I had a close encounter both with a possum and a jackrabbit. And let me tell you, on a motorcycle, you know, you think, oh, on a car it's whatever. On a motorcycle, you don't want that, especially when you're on a back road. You really don't want that. So we definitely were trying to be cautious and careful on our way. So here we are getting off the main drag and starting to head down towards the Airbnb we were staying at, and I mean, we're out in the country, and way out in the country at that. So it's hard to see in this video. I kind of turned down the video resolution at this point to try and get some extra battery life. I'm going to have to swap that around, where daytime I've got the lower resolution and nighttime I run the higher resolution, so you know, you can see and go from there. Had a little bit of wobble here because, you know, again, not knowing where I am and realizing, hey, I have to stop, but they don't, so I had to make sure to be real careful there. But we're heading down and getting going. Unfortunately, it looks like the camera cut out before we got to the really interesting part where I actually had to take it off road. But yeah, this was definitely a ride for the ages.